What's Trending, everyone? I'm Cheryl Lazar. On today's show, we've got film fanatic Chris Gore and the happily chaotic Soleil Frye. We'll find out what's unique about hip-hop artist Common and enjoy a special live performance from the talented Jasmine V. Also, don't forget to go to getglue.com right now and check in to earn exclusive stickers. It's September 20th, and here's what's trending now. President Obama's call for Congress to reduce the federal deficit by more than $3 trillion over the next 10 years received over 20,000 social mentions on Monday. The plan proposed entitlement cuts, war savings, and tax increases. Obviously, that last one caused the most commotion online. The president said that he would veto any plan that does not have tax increases for the wealthiest Americans and largest corporations. Global leaders are gathering in New York City this week for the Clinton Global Initiative to discuss solutions to some of the world's most challenging problems. The main issues for the event include jobs, sustainable consumption, and girls and women's empowerment. Next year, they might want to meet up in Farmville. Zynga, the creators of Farmville and Mafia Wars, have used their Facebook games to raise over $800,000 for Direct Relief International. We'll talk in just a bit about the role social media can play in doing social good. Facebook app developers have created almost 250,000 jobs and contributed over $15 billion to the economy. You can expect Facebook to trend this Thursday during the F8 conference for developers and entrepreneurs who work with the social network. There has been a lot of buzz and rumor recently about a Facebook music service that could be announced, as well as a new media platform and a series of wall buttons including read, listened, watched, and want. This fall has one of the most impressive and hotly anticipated list of video game releases in years. And it all began at midnight last night when Gears of War 3 went on sale. The Xbox exclusive third-person shooter developed by Epic Games has received good feedback, is the top game on the Amazon sales charts, and had over 1.5 million pre-orders. Next up will be the multi-platform first-person shooter from the creators of Doom and Quake, Rage, due out on October 4th. Google Wallet officially launched yesterday and has been getting mostly positive reviews, but don't throw out your old overstuffed George Costanza wallet just yet, folks. First off, Google Wallet is only available on the Sprint Nexus S4G. There are limited credit card options, and pretty much the only businesses set to use it are Jack in the Box, CVS, and 7-Eleven. Quickster. Yup, it may sound like a tasty new chocolatey beverage or a failed 1.0 music site, but in reality, it's the new business that will be handling the DVD side of Netflix. Netflix stock has been plummeting since they announced their price increases mid-July. Co-founder Reed Hastings tried to fix things on Sunday by taking to social media to announce Quickster. DVD and streaming will be on two completely different sites that don't interface and have separate billing. Nothing wins people over like added hassle, folks, so we'll see where that goes. Well, you know what's no hassle at all? Heading to our Facebook, Twitter, and blog at whatstrending.com to join the discussion. And right now, let's move on to our real-time conversation. Oh, we're so happy to have you joining us online today. We also have our great in-studio audience. Yeah, bring it on. And over on the couch, it's our awesome What's Trending panel. He's the resident film geek for G4's Attack of the Show. And today is DV Tuesday. It's not any Chris Gore, it's that Chris Gore. Yeah.
Thank you, folks.
At 6 years old, she stole our hearts in the role of Punky Brewster, author of the new book, Happy Chaos, and Target's mommy ambassador, Soleil Frye. And of course, letting us know what all of you are thinking throughout the show, Melissa June Rowley. Lovely as ever with your thing.
Thanks, lady. We want you to be part of the discussion, so get in the chat room and join me now. You can tweet us at What's Trending using the hashtag WTLive.
Definitely, go do it right now. Now, Chris, the Star Wars Blu-ray disc, I need to hear your thoughts on that.
First of all, it's a great box set. I mean, this is the kind of box set I want to put my penis in. That's how good it is.
Always here to bring the appropriate comments.
Yes, well, you know what, because I want you to remember, But what's great about this is we're seeing deleted scenes we've never seen before, and from the original trilogy. I mean, I like to say I love all 3 of the Star Wars movies, and you get 3 bonus movies, which are the Star Wars prequels.
So did it deserve?
Not a big fan of the prequels, but...
Well, did it deserve all the, flack it got for this?
Well, what's interesting is that George Lucas keeps changing the movies. He keeps, adding new things. He changed a sound in the original Star Wars. Yeah. If I keep saying this, I'm going to be so unattractive sexually to all the women in the room if I continue to talk about Star Wars.
All right,
but Star Tours at Disneyland, because I just did that recently. And
really?
That was Soleil. Yes, it brought back lots of nostalgia. They re-enhanced it.
You see, there are girls who go on dates doing the Star Wars thing.
What this proves is that if you are a woman and you talk about Star Wars, it makes you 50% hotter. So,
it works
that's
for you.
A fact.
So,
but he's constantly changing these movies, and I like to think of it as like George Lucas has now made the Star Wars films into his own fan films.
Yeah.
Because he just keeps changing them, but what's cool about Lucas is he actually allows his fans to use the Star Wars universe to tell their own stories.
Oh, definitely.
He doesn't go after them legally like some other companies do.
Well, what films can we look forward to this fall, quickly?
Girl with the Dragon Tattoo is top of my list. I care pretty much about nothing else except for that movie. They screened 8 minutes of it at Paramount, and it's David Fincher teaming up with Trent Reznor again.
Yeah.
And
it's gonna be a good one.
It's the cute chick from Social Network who's been made over into a suicide girl, and I've dated those girls, let me just tell you. They're rough.
Do you know what I just saw the preview for last night? Dillinger. Have you guys seen the trailer?
No.
Oh, it looks so good. It looks so good.
I bet it looks, but I can't stand trailers these days because trailers ruin the movie.
See, I just like watching the trailers.
They do go viral. It connects you to the movie. Now, Soleil, you've had time to watch trailers in the midst of traveling, promoting your book. So tell me about going to Haiti recently. You just got back.
I just got back from my second trip in 3.5 months to Haiti with JPHRO, which is an incredible nonprofit, and have just had the most incredible journeys. It is such a moving, inspiring place, and the fact that they are rebuilding their lives from the rubble is so inspiring, and something that I really encourage you to check out.
I know, you need to invite me.
I'm going to take you in. I brought
Yes.
some of our friends from Silicon Valley this last week, and it was incredible and such an amazing journey.
Are people surprised that things are still going on the ground? The awareness needs to be done.
Absolutely, and I think it's so important, and something that I love about social media is the fact that, when something's not in your face every day, and when these natural disasters happen and the cameras leave, social media can give us the opportunity to continue raising our voices, to continue the conversation. And so I want to encourage people to keep having that conversation, to see what's happening, because when you look around, I mean, the rubble, the devastation is still all around, but when you see the hope of what organizations like JPHR are doing, and when you see how they're rebuilding in the clinics, and even in 3.5 months, seeing what's happening, and the metamorphosis is just unbelievable, and they are the most proud people, and these kids are so happy, and they have nothing, but they have each other, and just the soul of Haiti is it's so inspiring and inspiring.
Yeah, and now you also have a book, Happy Chaos, in the midst of everything you do. How do you balance all of this, and what is Happy Chaos about? I could assume a bit from the title.
Happy Chaos is to me a family operating at its best. It's the messiness, it's the craziness, it's enjoying the moment, and when everything's crazy and your house is totally turned upside down, how do we actually appreciate those little messy moments in between?
How do you do it?
I'm trying to balance it. I'm trying to throw it. Juggler. I'm a constant juggler.
Do your kids get mad when you tweet and all that, and you're constantly connected?
It's funny. It's like there's this whole struggle where it's like, the life that we live and then wanting to share it all. So it was so funny because my daughter, when I got back from Haiti, she begged me to take her to get her ears pierced. She's 3.5 years old, and I was like, but my little baby, but she really wanted her ears pierced, so I took her.
Where did she learn that?
She just had wanted. She kept asking. When I was 5 years old, I literally brought a needle to my mom, and I was like, if you don't take me to get my ears pierced, I'm going to do it myself. And she's a defiant little one. So we went and did it, and then I was like, of course, immediately I wanted to tweet it, but I was like, wait, but I haven't told the family yet.
That would become a whole thing.
You know what I mean? That struggle between like our virtual selves and our physical selves. And,
Don't be too scared, Chris. We have more to talk about in the next story. Well, have you ever felt guilty about just how much time you spend online? Well, maybe you can change that by spending even more time online. Don't get too scared, Chris. Don't get too scared. This week, as the Clinton Global Initiative is going on in New York, we thought it would be a good time to take a look at how social media can be leveraged for social good. Technology continues to change not only our ability to communicate, but also engage people at unprecedented levels and call them to action. Now, the Chronicle of Philanthropy recently asked 150 charities about fundraising online. 79 said they were trying it, but only one, National Multiple Sclerosis, said they were raising significant sums. Which social networking tools and techniques can work to get us more involved? That is the big question. Now, Soleil, you're obviously involved in all this. What are you seeing work and what doesn't?
You know, I think there's some fantastic people out there that are truly innovative. I look at I look at CrowdRise, for example, and for my birthday, I was able to use CrowdRise to raise awareness and to raise money for JPHRO, which was fantastic. I wanted for my birthday to send people there, and whether it was $20, $10, you know, $50, people can make donations. And so I think the more innovative we get and the more we evolve in technology, the more social good. When I worked with the Alzheimer's Association, we were able to send 68,000 people in one day to their site, and those were 68,000 people that might have not otherwise been there. But they made it a competition, they made it fun, and to think of Alzheimer's and fun in the same sentence doesn't usually go hand in hand. But Terrell Owens and I got in a full-on, like,
and he was here
back and forth of, you know, hey, I wear purple, but no, do you, you know, I think that if you can engage them and use it as a call to action, that call to action is imperative.
Yeah, Chris, what are you doing to change the world?
Well, on my birthday, I just thought, this is a great idea, because usually on my birthday, I'm just trying to get free drinks. And I succeed.
Free water for people instead. How about that?
Yeah, I didn't realize that you could you could do this, but you
can help others too.
It's just really interesting to see how social media is actually you can take over a country. I mean, it's unbelievable how much change. Oh, you know, we've seen in the Middle East recently. It's unbelievable.
How can people get your attention in terms of nonprofits and charities?
What speaks to you? What
what speaks to you?
Is as little effort on my part as possible. Usually just clicking a button, if it's giving money, if you know what I mean, if it involves where I can still sit down and actually help out, I'm happy to do it.
I think when you look at nonprofits,
I'm being honest about my
no,
laziness.
we want honesty and transparency.
When you look at, I think a perfect example of a charity that really has used social technology for good. If you look at Charity Water and how they have involved people. People want to be involved in making change, but they also want to be engaged. So I think that level of engagement, with the level of awareness is so key. But also, you have to have a call to action. If people don't know what to do, then there's nowhere for them to go. So make them interact.
They've raised $43 million to date.
Well, that would be a pretty good
But you know, another really successful campaign. Were you involved with TwitChange at all?
Yes.
So TwitChange was like an eBay action for people that follow their favorite celebrities on Twitter. They can mention them on Twitter, get them to follow them back.
And I'm still friendly with
and they were raising money to benefit Haiti. They were raising money to benefit Haiti last year, and they raised over $540,000. So that just shows how the convergence of celebrity and social media really does the trick.
And Twestival, the Twitter charity festival, I'm good friends with Amanda Rose. She's raised over $250,000 for different charities. So it is possible, but the thing is, it's not just about a retweet, obviously. And that's the thing, how do you translate it just from people retweeting and tweeting about it to actually raising money?
I think it's so hard to talk, like, again, that Alzheimer's example is such an amazing example of, you don't think of fun and Alzheimer's together, but if you can make it something that engages people and involves them, and almost, whether it's a gaming aspect, whether it's a polling aspect, we have to evolve, and we have to look at social good in a new light. And the more we engage, and the more we have a call to action, and the more we have the conversation going, the more people feel a part of it.
And speaking of gaming, there's now gamification being used to get people involved.
Yeah, social gaming for social good is a really hugely growing trend right now. There are games out there like Peacemaker, which has the players pretend that they are world leaders in Palestine and Israel and deal with real world current events, getting the players really immersed in what's actually going on in the world.
Chris, does that undermine the issue at hand, having a game around these serious topics?
Well, as long as I can shoot something, like Gears of War 3. But I just to be clear, if I'm following a super hot chick on Twitter and I buy something off of her Amazon wish list, that's not contributing to a charity.
Yeah.
Just to be okay. So I'm not doing it right, obviously. Obviously, I am not doing this correctly. Because all these girls have their Amazon wish lists.
Well, instead of buying on Facebook that little flower next time, go to Facebook causes, send donate something to a charity.
There you go.
I'm just wondering what this has to do with looking at naked pictures on the internet. I'm trying to make the connection for myself.
So we need a site for nonprofit that revolves around that for people like you to get, engaged.
Yeah. That'll engage me.
All right, well, if you're interested in using social media to help, beyond those other sites that Chris mentioned, we encourage you to check out the Mashable Social Good Summit going on right now, as well as the list of suggested blogs and online resources on our blog at whatstrending.com. And of course, keep tweeting us, please, your thoughts and questions throughout the show at What's Trending using hashtag WTLive. Well, no one was thrilled by the recent Netflix pricing increase, but the way in which they delivered the message was what really seems to have caused the majority of the backlash. Last week, they announced dramatically lower subscriber forecasts, and their stock has fallen 45% since July 12th. That's huge. Well, on Sunday, co-founder Reed Hastings ditched traditional news outlets and wrote an apologetic blog that also served as an announcement for Quickster, the new service that will now handle the DVD portion of their business. Hastings also posted a YouTube video apologizing to customers and explaining the new service. Now, Chris, what do you think about all this? Now, this is where your expertise comes in handy.
I think it's a huge mistake on Netflix's part to basically split their business into the streaming business and the DVD business. I mean, I'm a fan of both. I like to collect DVDs. I like to alphabetize them. I break them down into categories.
You're OCD with
I'm
your
very
filming?
OCD,
Yeah.
ADD, HD.
So you,
But
still,
yes.
you still hold on to DVDs, right? See, I'm like a big believer. I still hold on to CDs and all
Yes.
that. My husband's
Oh,
like, what?
really?
I'm
Oh
with
yeah.
you.
My husband has a huge issue with it, and I'm like, honey, I got a new CD. He's like, why? And I'm like, because listen, it was enough for me to have to separate with mixtapes. Okay, I'm not separating with
You're
my
living in the
CDs.
past, Soleil. You
Okay.
need to
Sorry,
learn.
my
This
God, that's
sounds
how
like
he feels.
a new TV show, Celebrity Hoarders. You could be
Yes, my husband.
on that show.
Yes, my husband says that.
That would be an awesome
Yeah,
show. I would love to see what you collect. But,
There you go.
but
So,
I,
yeah, is this going
I
to work,
still like
Chris?
physical media.
Yeah, what's the point of this? Is this just basically killing off the DVD?
Yeah,
Will
well,
this work for their business?
Yeah, well, physical media is I mean, it's not going to exist at some point in the future.
Yeah.
I mean, that is going to go away. You and I are still going to hold on to our collections. It will look like we're crazy, but that is going to go away. So it's kind of like they had a Frogurt and donut shop and decided, why don't we just split it into two shops? You take the Frogurt business, we'll take the donut business, and ultimately what they're doing is the DVD business, Quickster, is going to die. Quickster will
They're
fail.
separating also their fan base.
At the end of the day.
Netflix was known for loyalty, right? They had so many early adopters. Now, how
Right.
can they deal with the customer service in this aspect, and then also the loyalty? How do they bring that back to the company?
I don't know. I think that they just keep making the wrong choices. If they had just asked a few people in this room, what do you think if we did
have
this
some
and
sort of
changed?
focus
And
group.
even the name Quickster sounds terrible. Did
Yeah.
they
What-
spend more
what
than
do you-
5 minutes trying
what
to
do you
come
think,
up with
Soleil?
names?
Here's the thing, I am still, again, call me nostalgic or call me old school, whatever. But I literally, there was this huge epiphany I had when I took my kids. We had this Blockbuster in our neighborhood, and it was like, literally, I had to tell them when it closed down, like, we can't go to I'm gonna start teary. We can't go to the store anymore. And it was so unbelievable that the realization that we are changing, right? So, and they asked me why, and I said, because now we have Apple TV and Netflix, and they were like, oh, and I had to explain to them the box on the screen. So I don't know. I mean, like, I still like having a physical thing in my hand, but I don't usually go through all the trouble, the mailing and the this and the that, so I wind up watching it on my thing. So
This is whatever's available and accessible.
But I like to go and rent a movie, so if they opened up a video store in my neighborhood, I'd be the one person.
You will be
there.
Quickster's biggest fan, I'm sure, in this case.
Well,
yeah.
To both our panelists' point, we had somebody, Matt Dudley TN, tweet that imagine if Netflix and Quickster combined services, unlimited DVD and streaming. Now that would be awesome. Something for everybody.
Oh my God!
Exactly.
That's
Back
a
in
good
the day.
one.
We also had somebody, Ronnie Hepler, tweeted and posted in Google Plus. Separating the brands doesn't really bother me so much as I'm separating the websites. If I can't find it on the streaming site, will I now have to go to the disc-only site and search it all over again? So it's bothering people on that level as well.
So it won't be one. It'll
They
be
want
two
to.
They're
separate,
separate. They're separate entities.
They want to be their own entities. And the funny thing is, when any company starts, a new brand, you look at all the sites, make sure nothing's taken. The fact that their Twitter was taken by a guy with an Elmo smoking a joint.
Yes.
I mean,
yeah.
talk about branding. Where was the brand help here?
They could have done a simple search, and they could have even offered this kid money. Hey, we'd like to buy.
Well, you're not allowed. That is
Quickster.
actually illegal to supposedly pay people for accounts.
Oh,
but
really?
anyway, besides that.
Ooh.
no, but I mean, that's the funny thing. This guy wasn't even using the Twitter account. And then he comes back and he's like, oh, I'm getting all this attention now. He went up like 8,000 followers in a day.
Yeah, no, I mean, they
Probably
really...
good to get the handle before you.
Before you announce the name. Guys, I mean, rookie move.
And the funny thing is, Blockbuster actually bought a promoted tweet. You know, they've been bought by Dish Network now, and they're going to be starting to stream too. So there are going to be a lot of players in this
Do
game.
you think they could just open up like a little kiosk that I could hang out in with the kids? I don't know.
Start it yourself. That's what moms need to do. Mommy bloggers unite to start
There you go, right.
There you go. Well, since announcing the pricing changes, 75% of new Netflix subscribers have signed up for streaming only, a sign of the times. And that brings us to today's poll question. Do you prefer streaming with a limited number of titles available or having access to nearly all movies, shows, and games with DVD by mail? Let us know by answering our poll on facebook.com/what's trending. All right, guys, now it's time for Like or Dislike, where we go thumbs up or thumbs down on the wonders of the web we've all been sharing. Love that music. Make sure we know what you like and dislike by casting your vote on our Facebook page now. A new study by the Pew Research Center's Internet and American Life Project revealed that 31% of adults, that's you two and all of us over here, prefer to be reached by text message rather than a voice call on their mobile phone. Now, Soleil, almost 1/3 of Americans prefer this.
Yeah.
Like or dislike?
Well, here's the thing. I'm torn because I love communicating with someone.
Yeah.
I want that experience, but I'm never reachable. So I do email.
And now people are saying on their voicemail,
I'm an
text me.
emailer.
Yeah.
I'm not as much of a texter or a talker. I email.
All right, Chris.
It's one of the last, you know.
Like or
I
dislike?
am the same way. I feel like they're finally catching up to me. For years, I've despised just being reached on the phone. Like I have to drop what I'm doing, whatever it is, to actually take a phone call and talk to someone. I know that sounds terribly antisocial.
What do you do for
someone who's
dating?
social media? Well, you know, texting works for that pretty well. Actually,
Or sexting.
You know? Yes.
Well, that's the thing.
So yeah. So
I think he's
so,
more
but
into
like,
that.
I prefer. I will have my mom or dad text me first to schedule a phone call with me. Say,
Oh, come
are
on,
you free?
Chris.
Absolutely, because I want my full attention on what my mom is saying. Actually, I want to be able to put in like a headset
schedule
and then
your
to
mom
dust.
calls.
You know, I might do that with friends, but my mom's not. She doesn't even have a Facebook. She doesn't even use an email. I mean, really.
Oh, come
No,
on,
I
Soleil.
swear to you, she does not.
Don't put it against her.
It's unbelievable.
All right, what does this say about our society?
We want to be left alone. We want to be
people-
left alone, but we want to hang out.
Most people tweeted back to us and Facebooked us that they like it. Actually, 100% are into the texting. Young adults, 18 to 24, do it most frequently. We did have some comments on our Google Plus, though, people saying that texting is actually a lack of communication. It's not as
Really?
personal.
You think?
Right? and Kurt Tweedle said that he's not a big fan of texting. He generally likes only text messages that can be 2 texts, like I will be late, stuck in traffic, and that's it. Nothing else.
Okay, and then they said that 18 to 24 people texting 100 times a day.
That's insane.
That's insane.
That's insane. But I get it. We're living in that. That's what's happening.
Sign of the times.
My daughter
I feel like
asked
we're
me if she
geezers
could,
having this conversation.
My daughter is 6, and she asked me if she could send an email yesterday. I was like, what?
What is happening?
What
All right.
is happening?
Well, Scarlett Johansson, this is what's happening, took some innocent pics of herself naked, and somehow they made it onto the internet. How does that happen? First, they bolted around the web, then the FBI got involved, and then, of course, the meme Scarlett Johanssoning started, taking a picture of your bare bottom using a mirror and a camera phone. Chris, people who are not ScarJo posting butt pics, like or dislike?
Oh, except when it's dudes. So I think I speak for, because I don't know. I didn't know about this trend, and I'm so happy that
didn't.
I did not.
That's why we're here.
I appreciate it because usually I'm way ahead when it comes to the sex stuff. But yeah, no, this is great. I fully support this. I want to combine Scarlett Johanssoning with Batmaning naked. I think that would totally
You should
work.
do it. You're into it. Do it with
Call it
naked with your
Batwang.
Batman
I don't know.
shoes.
Sneakers, by the
Just do
way.
it with your shoes.
They're
Yeah,
so-
check out the sneakers.
Awesome.
They're custom.
Did you custom make those?
Yes, little spray paint.
Loved it. All right, Soleil, are you going to be the next one?
No, she's sharing naked pictures of
mom.
myself. I'm a mom.
Showing your
Well, you
moon?
send them to your husband.
Please.
You send them to your husband, right?
Oh,
I
oh my God, I just dropped my
behind-
water. You have to be careful.
Sure, just got a
I'm like,
image of my husband and I naked, and she had to spit out her water.
No.
Yes.
No, you are a beautiful lady. No,
Shares
but
a
I mean,
fact.
are you
Or do you
like
sex
or
your
dislike
husband?
this whole thing?
Do I?
You sex to your husband?
No, absolutely not. I'm a mom and
And a public figure,
very
you know,
wholesome-
that's
I
the
think
first
he would
rule.
think
very
it's hot.
wholesome person.
I think he would think it's hot.
What do you
It's
want
gotta
everybody
start
else on
with
the
a
internet to
poll.
see?
A new poll.
No, but
Should-
here's the thing. I do love taking portraits, but I just don't take them naked.
You FaceTime?
So the meme, you're into the meme.
Like the biggest thing I would do is like if I was trying to like feel self-confident, maybe I would like, you know, try to take, I'd be scared though.
You're like,
when
hey.
I would see, but I would be, you know, like, you know, maybe with a towel or.
I agree.
You know,
I'm with you there.
Yeah.
Just have fun with it. Like I sent my girlfriend a picture. You know, there's an app on the iPhone. You can take that shepherd fairy thing.
Oh, I didn't know about
Make any
this.
image. You can posterize it and say hope. I took a picture of my cock and I put the hope thing on it and I sent it to my girlfriend.
All right, moving on.
She thought it was cute. It was cute.
Chris, Gore. There are teens watching.
Oh wait,
this
okay,
right now.
sorry. Penis.
All right, so let's move on. Comedy Central continued to prove how to make hilarious social TV work with the roast of Charlie Sheen last night, including a digital dashboard online that had a dedicated Charlie cam, a share the burn section for reposting short clips during the roast, and a visualization tool that basically tracks the online popularity of everyone on stage. Soleil, you write in your book about your childhood crush for Charlie.
Oh yes. Well, when I was very young,
Yes.
I did have a crush, and it was very funny because we had the same publicist, and he came to the set, and they thought that I actually had a fever because I was like so flushed and flustered, and I got sent home from work. So it's a pretty funny story. There's some really
You
good
have
stories
so
in
many
the
awesome
book.
crush stories.
Yeah,
I
and
saw
then
in
like
the
2 weeks
book.
later, Johnny Depp came, and that was really cool. Also.
And they keep them coming. All right, Chris,
very funny.
are you into how Comedy Central? Did you have a crush
I-
on out there?
I-
do you have a crush on Charlie Sheen?
First of all, do not have a crush. Did not have a crush on Charlie
But I know
Sheen.
you
Sorry.
love Seth.
I
can see you having a little crush on Seth.
no. But I love the Comedy Central roast.
Yeah.
They're so good. I'd love to see them on. But it's fun also to see the people bomb. I mean, the Situations bomb was spectacular. Mike Tyson almost bombed, and Shatner was a real surprise.
Oh, see,
Aside from the racist comment, I thought he was
Well,
really
so
good.
we
So
did have a line with
speaking of
Shatner.
William Shatner, the TV Guide channel posted the 6 best jokes of the roast. I am not at liberty to say all of them. I mean, you know, we're trying to be PG-13 here, but
I can
William
read it for you.
Shatner's joke was,
Please don't.
prostitutes cost a lot of money, Charlie. Hasn't anyone told you actresses will sleep with you for free? That's Hollywood 101.
Lessons for you, Chris, too, there. That, of course, was a bot tweet. Comedy
Yes.
Central bought the hashtag last night. However, it really did show the shows that did make it on social media were 2.5 Men and the Playboy Club. So
2.5 Men.
there you
killed
go.
it.
They
Ironic.
killed it on air and online. Well, I want to say a big thanks to our
Thank
amazing,
you.
boisterous, loud panel today.
Thanks.
And of course, were we loud?
No,
We
you
knew
weren't
going
loud.
on
You were
that.
completely appropriate and awesome. Of course, you can catch Chris Gore online at chrisgore.com and follow him on Twitter at @ChrisGore. And follow the beautiful Soleil Moon Frye on Twitter at Moon Frye, and be sure to pick up a copy of her new book, Happy Chaos. And keep letting us know your thoughts and questions by tweeting us at What's Trending using hashtag WTLive. Our Innovator series is all about the people using emerging technology to change the way we see our world. As you might expect, most condom companies build their marketing around sex. But Sir Richard's Condoms is focusing just as much energy on social good. They believe safe sex is a basic human right and are working with partners in health to grow their business online and help stop the spread of HIV and AIDS in developing countries.
Well, usually people ask us, like, what makes Sir Richard's better than the other condoms? And we say, well, the people who are attracted to the brand are naturally better in bed. My name's Matthew Gerson, and I'm the co-founder of Sir Richard's Condom Company. Well, specifically, the condom company we started was to address the demand for free condoms around the planet. There's a massive need gap for free contraceptives for people who can't afford them. So we saw an opportunity on the global side in terms of global health to address that critical issue. We're using the buy one, give one model, which is, if you might be familiar with Tom's Shoes, we tried to apply that model to condoms specifically because getting condoms into the hands of people who would use them if they had access can actually save a life.
We understand that the root of so many issues in Haiti and in impoverished settings are related to things, of course, out of our control, and that a condom is really more triage in a way. And we just like to, you know, make sure that we don't get too flated of a sense of self as a company and within our mission.
You know, there's many issues that are surrounding access to contraceptives. You know, culturally, socially, logistics. We're looking more on the supply side issue.
So we have an Envoy program where we're engaging college students on campuses nationwide.
Lucy is one of our primary employees. She gets full benefits, full salary. We take really good care of her. I wash her at least once every 3 days. you know, you drive down the street and I can actually see perhaps first conversations occurring between parents and their kids about condoms, because the kids are so excited to see this plaid bus, and here's sort of a disarming sort of opportunity for an adult to have a conversation with a child about safe sex. So it acts as sort of a public service, a mobile public service announcement, but it's also what we use to travel around in and sort of distribute our message.
Welcome to Influencer, our series of conversations with the world's thought leaders, the people creating the trends that we are all talking about. His stage name might be common, but he and his life are anything but. He is a leader in the hip-hop space for his willingness to explore all areas of his life through his music. He's an actor, Grammy Award winner, and now an author with his new memoir, One Day, It'll All Make Sense. It's Common! I know it's not the Daily Show, but it's something. You have a crazy audience here. They howl, they hoot, and it is what's trending. This is where it's at.
That's where it need to be. What's trending, right?
Yes, I agree. So let's start off with your book that's very exciting for you. You just seem to do everything. Well, TV shows, albums, books.
Well, I want to live out my dreams. I love being an artist, and it's, when certain ideas come to me, I just go for it. I feel like, hey, I'm capable of doing a lot of different things, and as long as I'm passionate about it, I'm gonna go for it.
Why was it important to write this book now in your life?
At first, I was thinking like, man, I'm not old enough to write a book.
Right, yeah.
That's what I felt like. And then I started thinking about some of the experiences I had through my life. Like, I feel like it's been the first chapter, and I wanted to recall these things while I got them fresh off in my memory. And also just some of the experiences that just happened. But regardless, I wanted to be able to tell these stories so that somebody could get motivated and inspired and be like, man, I went through some of that same type of stuff. And, man, I see where Common is. Maybe I can, get there and get further, Are you the type of person that has a diary? I always think if I'm going to write my own book, I'm like, God, I should have had a diary to remember everything and the details. Yeah, now I don't got a diary.
You don't take notes. Do you take notes on your life? I guess your songs are those things.
Yeah, that's true. Like, I guess the songs, I always looked at my songs as being like personable and really personal in the way that I do tell what's going on in my life. Any album you look at of mine, you're gonna know where I was at that time, So I guess that could be part of my, verbal diary.
Yeah, and in each chapter you begin it as a letter.
Yeah.
To someone in your life, from your daughter to your mother, to Kanye West, Erykah Badu.
Yeah.
Which one was the hardest for you to write?
Well, that's a good question. I think that one was, I wrote one to my unborn child, like, which because I talked about it in one of my songs, and it was a life experience of an abortion, going through an abortion, and that was pretty difficult to write, and to write one to my cousin who had just passed. He died in a motorcycle accident two years ago. That was kind of hard, and those were the most difficult ones, and yeah.
Yeah, no, that's really difficult. And now you also, in the book, talked about the whole White House controversy, which I'm sure, were you surprised when that happened? You're like, really?
I started getting texts like, man, don't let it bother you what they saying. And I was like, what are they saying? Like, I thought it was some like gossip stuff or, relationship. And then I started getting more texts, and that's when it was like, man, the Fox News was saying this, and Sarah Palin said this. And I laughed at first, but then it consistently kept going, that it was kind of ridiculous that they could portray me as that type of person. And I just felt that they were misinformed. They just didn't know who I was, really. They didn't have that, like, somebody to hip them up and be like, comment, like, they just picked one little piece of something and said, this is what he's about. And that's what they did. And that's just, to me, that's just misinformation. Because if you know Common, I'm not perfect, but I'm definitely putting out positive music, positive energy,
Well, what does that say about the political climate here in America, the fact that that became such a big story?
I mean, political warfare is political warfare. They have agendas, and they're gonna try to get their agenda across. And sometimes people get caught in the crossfire no matter what. That's just what they do. That's their methods.
Yeah, who's responsible to change that then?
It's up to us, man. It's like we gotta be like, look, this is the situation, this is the problem. I've been through this, and this is the way I grew up, and I got to change that. Like I've had that happen in my life, like where I grew up, and it was like, man, like looking at homosexuals was like, yo, you gay, then it was like, get out of here, you know, that type of thing. It was a big deal. Like that's the way I grew up. But then at a certain point, I had some guys that were gay come to my show and were like, man, we really love your music, but the stuff you say about gay people, it just offends us. And that eventually affected me to the point where I was like, man, I ain't gonna say nothing derogatory towards that. I mean, because I respect every human being, so why am I saying this about them, you know? And it changed me. But the point is, you gotta bring that stuff to the table. You gotta bring it out. You can't just act like the elephant ain't in the room.
Totally.
Yeah.
We have a ton of questions from your fans out there that we even got on Google+.
Yeah?
You know Google+, have you heard about it?
No, hit me up.
It's another new social network. All right,
okay.
So Google+, David Bleacher asks, what are you proudest of and what are you the most ashamed of in modern hip hop?
I'm most proud that hip hop has become such a global force and is still continuing to grow. The thing that I'm not least proud about is it's not a lot of originality in hip hop. It's not like you feel like you could take, if you take 10 artists, you might know 3 of them to be distinct. I think now you have so much, so many artists doing some of the same things and that you don't get as much talent with some of those artists.
How are you continuing your music with your new album and making sure that you're staying distinct, which you already are?
Oh, thank you. Thank you. Well, I'm continuing my music by just being true to who I am, true to what I do.
One last one, @AndrewIsMusic asks, oh, just ask him to freestyle. I don't know if that's a question.
Are you gonna do a beat?
I'll do a beat. All right, how do I do a beat?
Give me a word. Give me a word and I'm gonna start.
Butterfly.
All right. All right, 1, 2, 1, 2, yo, up to the sky. She told me to rap about butterfly, so I'ma do it. I'ma keep spending. Common sense here, yo, this is what's trending. Trending right here, yo. I can let you know I be the Frye. Yo, I'm chilling with my girl Shira. Shira, you know how it goes with the flows. When it comes to this for the camera I pose, let you know butterfly. Yeah, I be the realer. Came to be a butterfly from a caterpillar, but this is all ill. This is what I feel. When it comes to freestyle, butterflies real. It's like that.
That was beautiful. That was amazing. The book is One Day It Will All Make Sense, and it all will in stores now. And of course, you can follow Common @Common on Twitter. Thank you so much for bringing amazing vibes into this What's Trending studio, my friend.
I love it. I love it.
Much like Common, there's another group of people known for speaking the truth. Politicians. No? Well, perhaps you are among the growing number of Americans who believe there should be a new major third party to compete against the Democrats and Republicans. Our friends at Column 5 explore this issue and what that might mean to the political system.
For several generations now, American politics has been dominated by a two-party system. Recent polling, however, shows that a majority of Americans think the country is in need of a third party. Third parties have a long history in the U.S., from the creation of the Bull Moose Party by disaffected Republicans in the early 1900s, to the Green Party's challenge to the left establishment in the late 1990s. Third parties have certainly been a disruptive force in American politics. But will they ever amount to anything more? Could the Tea Party end an era of two-party politics in the U.S.? Or maybe website startup Americans Elect will succeed in harnessing the power of the internet to put a moderate independent into the White House. Tweet us your thoughts at What's Trending.
With the release of all 6 Star Wars movies on Blu-ray last week, we decided to pull this week's top 5 videos from a galaxy far, far away. Even if you don't like the Blu-ray versions, at least they didn't add jerks with lightsabers. There would be no controversy over George Lucas's revisions if he'd just followed the first rule of internet success: add kittens.
What did I say? You two are grounded 1 week. No Star Wars, and I want all this cleaned up.
A video with Stormtrooper Kanye and slave Leia, Kim Kardashian from the unaired pilot Alligator Boots, took parody to the dark side. ESPN explored the fine line between sci-fi and fantasy football.
I find your lack of faith in my selection disturbing.
My mistake. Good pick. See you in the playoffs.
Can't wait.
I find your lack of faith disturbing. Ah, cramp. Okay.
And Stand Up to Cancer found mixing stars and Star Wars to be a powerful force.
Obi-Wan never told you what happened to your father.
That's me.
No!
Yes! Oh, it's no. Okay.
For more of what we're watching now, head over to our blog on whatstrending.com.
All of these boys got them standing in a line. So many boys keep on begging for my time. All of these boys, I just can't make up my mind. Everywhere I go, somebody's trying to be my boyfriend. Yeah, he say he loves me, but then he don't. Always talking about what he gonna do, but then he won't. Just one telling me he's too busy to disappear.
That was the video for All These Boys by Jasmine V. She may only be 17, but she has over 800,000 followers on Twitter, and her music videos have received over 53 million views. Jasmine V is one of the hottest young singers in pop and R&B, and if the music video for Baby is true, she also broke the heart of Justin Bieber. Just saying. Jasmine V, welcome to What's Trending. Hello, sweetheart. You're so sweet. Mwah. All your fans have been waiting anxiously. It's kind of crazy, but you have awesome fans out there, so thank you all for watching. You also sang the national anthem for the Mayweather-Ortiz fight. That's pretty big.
Yes. No, I was really excited when Floyd's team asked me to sing, so I was really excited.
How do you get in with Floyd's team?
Well, the funny thing is that first time I ever sang national anthem, I was 11 years old.
Yeah.
And it was a Winky Wright versus Jermaine Taylor fight. So ever since then, they kind of kept me in the system of like singing the national anthem. So I kept singing them, and then Manny eventually see me when I performed at one of his fights. I sang for a couple more after that. He flew me out to the Philippines. So after I just became in the system of like singing the national anthem. So.
You're boys with all the crew there. That's crazy. You're friends with all of them. Now, you also were on tour with Bieber. What was that like?
It was amazing. I had a lot of fun. It was my first, actually it was like the first tour I've ever done, like a big tour like that. Got to experience the bus life and everything like that. So it was really fun. I had a lot of fun over there.
I know. He's a pretty special person. He's a fellow Canadian.
Yes.
So after seeing Never Say Never, that documentary, just to see the behind the scenes was pretty incredible.
Yeah.
What is it like for you as a young person on the road and jumping into this whole career and industry?
Well, I mean, at times it can be stressful being away from your family and everything like that, but all you just need is that mental support of them always being there. And it's fun. It has to be like, it doesn't have to be a job at the end of the day. It has to be something that you want to do and you have fun and just on the daily basis and just bring your friends along and your family and just keep going.
Just keep going. It's just a regular life for a 17-year-old. You're so mature. And you also have the Jasminators.
Yeah, those
what
are my
those
fans.
all about? I know who you are, okay? I'm just asking her. It's a question.
Well, we came up, me and all my fans, I don't like to call them fans, so I'm just going to call them Jasminators. But we came up with a name for like our whole team when we came up with Jasminators, so that's what I call them. And I know I'm really close to them. Like they come and ask me for advice, and they tweet me and stuff like that. That's kind of how the song Just a Friend came into a concept, is that all my fans and my friends would come up to me and be like, listen, I'm going through this problem, so can you help me out? And I kind of take their situations and I make it to a song. So I feel really close to them, and they inspired me to write the song.
Yeah, and you use social media to spread the word in many ways.
Definitely, yeah.
Wow, well, here performing her song that she spoke about, Just a Friend, live in the What's Trending studio, it's Jasmine V.
What up?
Yeah.
Jasmine V, baby. And we on.
Yeah. Say what you want, do what you like, but we both know the truth. Can't change the facts of you and I, but you still do what you do. You tell them stories to her and your homies, but that wouldn't make any sense, yeah.
If I'm just a friend,
why do I know what your lips feel like?
if I'm just a friend,
Then my camera must be telling lies.
if I'm just a friend,
Then you must just be crazy, baby.
if I'm just a friend.
my life, texting my phone non-stop. Wherever I go, that's where you are, never apart too long. You tell me stories to her and your homies, but that wouldn't make any sense. Yeah. If I'm just a friend, if I'm just a friend, I don't wanna know what your lips feel like. If I'm just a friend, then my camera must be telling lies. If I'm just a friend, then you must just be crazy, baby. If I'm just a friend, then you must just be crazy, baby. You act like I don't meet your standards. I'm not good enough to stand beside you, beside you. I wish the best of luck to your girlfriend. Probably been lying all about her too, about her too. If I'm just a friend, if I'm just a friend, why do I know what your lips feel like? If I'm just a friend, if I'm just a friend, then my camera must be telling lies. If I'm just a friend, then you must just be crazy, baby. If I'm just a friend, then you must just be crazy, baby. If I'm just a friend, if I'm just a friend, why do I know what your lips feel like? If I'm just a friend, if I'm just a friend, then my camera must be telling lies. If I'm just a friend, then you must just be crazy, baby. If I'm just a friend, then you must just be crazy, baby. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Ooh, yeah, yeah, yeah.
Woo! Well, I was not doing that at 17, that's for sure. That was Just a Friend by Jasmine V. Her new mixtape, She Believed He Lied, drops today. To get more music from Jasmine V, head over to jasminevmusic.com. Thank you so much. You're so sweet. And of course, thanks again to Soleil, Frye, Gore, our influencer Common, and of course you, yes you, for stopping by today and joining the discussion. For more on these stories, along with interactive updates on breaking topics, behind-the-scenes photos, or to comment on what you've seen on the show, be sure to check out our Facebook page. And remember, we are online all the time at whatstrending.com and on Twitter at What's Trending. See you soon. It was just a friend. I was like,